What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. Last time we started the mission to Timber, but the group got knocked out mysteriously while on the train, and they had a shared dream slash flashback about a Galbadian soldier named Laguna. And we join them as they come to from their little nap. Yes, Seed does have enemies. No one seems to be hurt. So, anyone gonna bring up the elephant in the room? Anyone gonna mention their weird dream? Nah, that's cool. I think they do, though. Selfie had a nice dream dreaming about Laguna. Squall doesn't seem to want to mention his dream, though. I dreamt I was a moron. Oh, that actually made me laugh. Good job, Squall. So we're gonna be in... there we go. Thank you, Selfie. So they all recognize the name. Galbadian soldier named Laguna. Laguna Kirosan Ward. So, yeah. A shared dream. Which was actually just a flashback to the Galbadian soldiers' invasion of Timber. What was that, 17, 18 years ago? If you remember, 17 years ago, thereabout, was when the interference started happening. When nobody could broadcast over the airwaves anymore because of some mysterious static that would distort and interrupt any transmission. And we've kind of already established the Galbadian army's motives is they're trying to get their hands on some form of long-range communication, both back in Dalet and here in Timber now. So we were told to come to Timber and meet up with a member of the resistance group, the local resistance group. And this, if you remember, was the password, but the owls are still here. So I believe this fellow's name is Zone, or that might be the other one. I can't remember the other guy's name. Either way, he's our contact. We were sent to meet up with here in Timber. And now we're going to board another train while we go and discuss our plans. So Seed, if you remember, was contracted for very little money, almost like, that's Zone, as a special favor almost, delegated by Sid himself. Oh, I wonder what Squall's gonna do. Is he gonna be a prick? Yeah. Don't shake his hand. Okay, that's not being introverted. That's being an asshole. That's being cold as hell, as ice. You know, cold as hell works. Deepest circle of hell is frozen over. That's what I've always found amusing about the phrase, I'll do this when hell freezes over. Kind of already is. The princess, huh? Alright, well, let's task the most antisocial person in the group with going to make a social interaction. We're not gophers? That's a weird line. Errand boys? Why gophers? Why would they pick that? Okay, let's go. Oh, that wall is nothing. I thought there was something written on the wall. Let's go fetch the princess. So Rinoa is the princess, the girl we were dancing with at the Seed inauguration party. Aw, she's awfully happy to see us. I like Rinoa when she's like this. She's kind of giddy. She can get kind of mopey later on. Not as bad as Squall, but I mean, there's a fair reason for her. Yeah, Squall does know Cypher. Okay, so Cypher introduced Rinoa to Sid. And Sid met with Rinoa personally to hear her out after Balam Garden kind of gave her the cold shoulder for a really long time on her requests for help. So I guess we're starting to see the reason why Cid did this personal favor, took on this contract for not very much money. Oh man, the assholes in the garden faculty have to hate that. Yeah, and that's right, reinforcing that Cypher in fact did not pass. He did not become a member of Seed. And Rinoa is now officially a member of the party. Cool. I like Rinoa. Mostly everyone else in the game is fine except for Squall. Rinoa's like, I think the second worst, and she's still fine. And any bad traits she might have is made up for by the fact that she has Angelo with her. Angelo is Rinoa's hype-ass little shepherd. Yeah. And she uses him as her limit break. Which I think, yeah, we're about to get that tutorial. See, tricks Angelo can learn. Yeah, I'm just gonna rush through this. He's also kind of a callback to Interceptor from, I think, was it FF6? Yeah. Throughout the game, you can teach him tricks. I think there are 8 in total he can learn. And when Rinoa uses her limit break, Angelo comes out and he does one of his tricks, and which trick he does depends on your crisis level and a couple of other factors. Some of them are offensive, some of them are things like if your party gets too low on HP or if someone gets knocked out, he'll come out and heal and revive them. And you teach Angelo new tricks by finding Pet Pal magazines. And I think one of the guys on the train actually has Angelo's card, but it doesn't... You can't card mod it into anything particularly useful. I mean, elixirs are good, but... I try to interact with it, this happens. Yeah, you get, I think, 100 elixirs for card modding Angelo's card. That's not really worth it to me. Pet Pals Volume 1, we bring the latest. Nah, not reading that. Doesn't contain any particularly useful information. But yeah, that's the method by which you teach Angelo new tricks. And thereby, give Rinoa new limit break abilities. Alright, so just introducing Rinoa to the rest of the group. She's gonna be with us for pretty much the rest of the game. You know, I've been reading some horror stories about the process of localizing Final Fantasy VIII, and without going into some of the specifics for fear of spoiling stuff, the localization, the English localization of FF8 is really poor. And a lot of problems date back to, like, FF2. So Square has apparently always been terrible at this whole localization thing. For instance, like, they used to just not send the localization people stuff they needed to do their jobs, and then they would turn around and just put shitty, tight deadlines on them on top of that. And then the same things would happen with FF8, where they needed files and stuff to work from while localizing the game, and Square was just like, nah, you don't need that. So the localization team for FF8 had to go out and buy Game Sharks to hack their own copies of the game. It's pretty terrible. It has a lot to do with why Squall is such little shit in this, and why certain things later on are very, very unclear in the English version. It's not a great localization job. If you don't mind endgame dialogue spoilers, I'll link to a site that does some side-by-side English and better translation of the Japanese version. Somebody did a while ago. Okay, so this plan, if you haven't been following along, it's laid out in the most convoluted way possible. The gist of it is that it involves well, first of all, I should say that the mission is that the Resistance faction here in Timber is going after Vinzer Deling, who is the president of Galbadia. they're going to try to capture him and interrogate him, and to do that, they are going to kidnap him from his train car. And to do that, they have devised a crazy convoluted plan, which involves decoupling the cars, switching the tracks, planting a dummy car between the other cars where his guards are patrolling, and rerouting the actual president's car. And it's crazy. Like, convenient, simple 7-step plan for kidnapping the president. Oh man. Yeah, of course Squall is just ellipsing it up. Okay, now this is talking about the guards and how each type of guard has a different sensor. The blue guard's carrying a sound sensor, and the red guard is carrying a temperature sensor. What this is... Okay, when the guard's opening the blind, he's checking the sensor. What this boils down to is, the blue guard... The blue guard means stop, red guard means go. It's totally irrelevant, though, because there's only one point in here where it matters, and you can just run past them. Like, I'm almost positive there's only one point in this whole mission where the sensors for the guards actually matter, the color-coded sensors. Okay, now to decouple the cars, we have to grapple down to the lower part of the car and input a code, and that's not great. So instead of my button prompts showing up as PlayStation button prompts, they're just showing up as button 1 through 4, because this is the Steam version, and it apparently doesn't like to display keys or controller buttons. God, why couldn't it just display DualShock 1 buttons? They're the same for every iteration of the controller. And I, of course, am playing on my DualShock 4, which is picking up most of the inputs fine. I've had other issues with the controller. They remapped the buttons to flee from battle. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that back in the Escape from Dalette episode. This is still just walking us through what we're gonna have to do in the mission, on how you input the codes. It's not really as complicated as they make it sound. The plan itself is convoluted as holy hell, but our part in it, for our purposes, it's really simple. They're making fun of Rinoa's ugly, horrible-looking train car model. It represents her hatred for Deling. Alright. So, anytime we're ready, we can start this up. Talk to Watts when you're ready, sooner the better. And I am just about ready to start this thing up. But first, I just want to make sure I go ahead and go save real quick. Oh my god, what a goddamn hassle this has been. I failed this like 3 times in a row, trying to figure out what is going on with my buttons. So like I mentioned, I am using a DualShock 4 for this. It should just be displaying generic, PlayStation controller face buttons, but that's not even been the entire issue. You'll see in a second when you grapple down to input the codes. By the way, you are on a 5-minute timer for this. B1 is to jump. B1, I guess, is X, same as the action button. This is the only point where the sensors matter, and you just run straight past them. The sensors never actually come up again. So that whole, blue guard means stop, red guard means go, that went completely out the window. Sir, everything's in order, sir? You again, that's 27 times now. It's my duty, sir. Why is it his duty to come in 27 times and report that nothing of note has happened? There goes next. Oh, man, why did they give this one soldier a backstory? He's not gonna get paid because he pissed off the president. No paycheck for you this month. So he can't propose to his girlfriend. Little fun details like that. Okay, he's gonna watch the blue guard. And Selfie is watching the red guard. Hold down B5. I think that's the left shoulder button. And that pans the camera over so you can see the guards coming. Now here you hit down. It says press down, which sounds like use the D-pad. For me, it's just use the analog stick to go down. The issue that I'm having here, or that I had before I figured this out, is that down on the analog stick works to send Squall down to input the codes. You go back up by supposedly hitting up. And Zell and Selfie have alerted us that the blue and red guards are on their way. They're patrolling back to their original spots now. Hitting up on the analog stick or on the D-pad or hitting any other button does nothing. There's no way for you to hoist yourself back up using the controller. So for this one section, I have to switch between the controller and the keyboard, which is really stupid. There's some janky, bullshitty, annoying things like that going on entirely surrounding the controller with a Steam version of this game. And I don't think it would be any different if I was using another controller, like a generic PC controller or a 360 controller with a Zinput, because, well, Zinput's working through a program I have running to get my DualShock 4 working properly. That's enough of my controller woes. Card is once again reporting that nothing of note has happened. Except this time, President Deling doesn't seem to be, oh well. There's the reveal, it's the dummy president now. But they don't know that, so we've now planted the dummy car. We just have a little bit more decoupling and recoupling to do and switching around of tracks. And then we are out of here with the president of Galbadia successfully kidnapped. And none of the soldiers tasked with guarding him are any the wiser. As silly and convoluted as this plan is, I just really like the execution of it. That's something I appreciate about FFA is it always gives you different things to do. Alright, so this time I don't have Zell and Selfie standing guard for me, so I can hit the right shoulder button to check where the guards are manually, which I'm gonna have to do. 3113. Alright. Wow, that's a lot of bullshit on my screen. 1313. What happened there? I must have hit the button too early. So, like, by the time the prompt came up, I think I was on 3, even though I should have been on 1. I think I just didn't wait a second or two to see that little window appear. Ah, that's gonna waste a bunch of time. I think this is gonna take 3 cycles now, instead of 2. 2, 2, 3, 2. 3, 2. Code number 3241. 3241. Alright, that's 3 codes. 1143. I think I could get this one, but I'm not going to get the 43. There we go. I'm not going to get the last one before they... Yep. Oh, this is even cutting it a little close. Yeah, if I hadn't screwed that first code up, I would be done right now. Or was it the second code I meant? It doesn't matter. Literally does not matter now. They give you so much time to do this. That was 2432? Yeah. They give you plenty of they give you plenty of time to do that. I don't know if this affects your rank in the same way that the Fire Cavern does, or if it's just do it as quickly as possible to get a higher rank. Either way, I think I did all of this efficiently enough that I should get a full rank up at the end of this. The FMV sequences for this mission really sell it. Okay, and we're making off with the president. The president's been kidnapped. It's up to us. Wouldn't it be great if Seed got a separate contract with Galbadia, and it was just Seed versus Seed at this point? Like, Galbadia hires Seed mercenaries to protect the president. Meanwhile, Timber hires Seed mercenaries to kidnap the president. No communication. Left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Right. So, before I head into this next section, I should make sure everyone has... Oh, I'm glad I did this, because apparently everything got unequipped after that little brief stint playing as Laguna Ward and Kyros. Don't know why that happened, but glad they reminded me about that. Okay, and again, Kiraga to Spirit, sure, why not? We can get some elemental junctioning going on. Nah. No, we can, actually. Okay. Now, can we? Nope. Nope. Let's just set our abilities. Strength. Draw, always. Guardian Force, most of the time. Item, can be interchangeable. Sometimes you want someone with magic. Sure came in handy against Diablo. Los Diablos. Selfie, you get Quetzalcoatl. I want to make sure that everyone has at least has a Guardian Force that has strength plus 60%. Made sure to spread those out among Quetzalcoatl, Shiva, and Ifrit. Give her card since she is Quetzalcoatl. And yeah. Alright, and we're good to go. Nice and prepared. We are ready to confront and interrogate El Presidente. As long as you don't resist, you won't get hurt. And if I do resist, what would you do, young lady? Boo-hoo, too bad. I'm not the president. I'm what they call a body double, so we went through all that work for nothing. All these rumors about the many resistance groups in Timber. A little false information, and they fall for it. Amateurs. Imposter, President Oak. I have to imagine the weird alternating caps lock there. The president. It's just him straining. For some reason, this boss fight is always stuck out in my mind. It's one of the first things I think of when I think of Final Fantasy VIII. And I don't know why, because it's not a particularly special fight. I think I just like the setting a whole lot. So first off, that's about how much damage we're doing now that we have 100 triples, plus the strength bonuses, Junction to Squall. That's going to carry us well through Disc 3. It's basically going to 1-2-shot most things, especially with his limit break. We're doing just fine. But we're not going to take him out with a normal attack. That's not fun. Instead, we're going to throw an elixir at him, because GeroGero here is undead. And since it's JRPG, you know what that means. Healing items and healing magic do massive amounts of damage to undead. Elixirs, in fact, one-hit kill him. Yep. So anyway, his name was GeroGero, and since Gero means vomit in Japanese, his name is apparently Vomit. So, let's see. You can also throw a potion at him. You can use Kiraga and Cure and all that stuff. You can throw a Phoenix down at him, but it's less of a guaranteed kill because I think it can miss. If it does hit, though, it's instant death. We're recapping just what the Galbadian army's motives are. Flashing back to, oh, the only TV station that can handle broadcasts over the air is in Timber. So again, broadcasting capabilities are pretty important to Galbadia, for reasons we still don't quite understand, but we will be finding that out relatively soon, by the end of the Timber mission, I believe. I love that this is just stuck over Biggs and Wedge, their goofy asses trying to repair the comm tower. Why use radio waves? Yeah, kind of dodged around the question. Oh, selfie. Everyone simultaneously facepalming. I like that answer. Radio waves haven't been used in 17 years. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Oh yeah, they want to use the first broadcast to declare Timber's independence. And it's just now dawning on them that, hey, we could use these seed guys to attain Timber's independence. And while they hatched their plan, I just remembered something about GeroGero back there. Another little fun fact about him, they try to apply a little bit of censorship to the boss in the weirdest way possible. They changed its organs from red to blue to make it look less like a corpse. Kinda bizarre. Okay, so Squall's asking to see Rinoa's contract with the Garden, to see what they're actually in for, because the terms of this arrangement haven't been made terribly clear. Blumgarden, hereafter referred to as Party A, acknowledges the Forest Owls, hereafter referred to as Party B, as the hiring party. Seed, hereafter referred to as Party C, shall be dispatched upon signing of this contract. Party C shall operate under the supervision... The hell? Yeah, no one gets it. Oh yeah, that one's pretty confusing. So she doesn't understand it, so Sid drafted a less jargon-filled one for her. Ah, Sid is a nice man. Now, what does this one say? The seed deployment contract will last until Timber achieves independence. Please make good use of each seed member. I wish you the best with your objective. Please understand that this contract is an exception and no replacement of any seed members can be made. Signed, Balam, Garden Headmaster, Sid Kramer, to the Forest Owls. So, our contract isn't done until they achieve complete independence. Outrageous. On we go. Okay, yeah. Let's pick our parties. Zone's just gonna peace out. Oh god, it's not the one with the yellow vest who's Zone. I keep not catching the other one's name. So of the four of us, who's going to the station? Well, Rinoa, you have to, I think, take Rinoa. No Quistis, so Selfie's the odd woman out in this one, I think. Yeah, I would take Selfie along if I could, even though Rinoa's kind of more useful. Just kind of grown accustomed to having Selfie around. Oh well. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Next time we are hopefully gonna complete our mission to help out the Forest Owls and achieve Timber's independence. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.